Should I start?
Yes, please.
So, good afternoon. I'm Tanvi Shah, class 11th A, and I'm here today to tell you all about myself and why I think you should vote for me for the post of Citizen Empowerment Prefect. So, it all begins with me being the junior school prefect in class 4th, the middle school prefect in class 8th, and here I am today contesting for the senior school elections. So, it has been a long journey, and I've definitely had my experiences and I've learned my lessons. I think I'm cooperative, I'm creative, I'm humble, and I'm also empathetic. Moving on, I want to tell you all why this post is so important to me. So, I've always wanted to do something that has a positive impact on others, and I find happiness in helping others and being there for them. So, when I heard about this post, I was really excited, and I knew that this was the right choice for me. And I also had a golden opportunity to implement some ideas I have in mind. So the first idea I have is about a video that I want to make for the social work department. So during my IYP staybacks, I have tutored some junior school kids from the home, and I was just impressed to see how hard they were working to get better at a subject. And I just thought how wonderful it would be if I could make a video of those kids, of them talking about their aspirations and dreams. And I know they're too young for this, but I just hope that it'll inspire and encourage more and more people to donate more books and even sponsor a child. And second idea I had in my mind was regarding self-defense workshops. So in today's times, I think self-defense, knowing self-defense is really important for both boys and girls. And considering the fact that our school is so enthusiastic about conducting workshops, and it encourages all students to participate. So I just thought that if we could have self-defense workshops in school conducted by professionals, it would be really beneficial for all the students. So those were the two ideas I wanted to share with all of you. And in conclusion, I would like to say that citizen empowerment for me not only means to support communities outside school, but it also means to strengthen the students of our own school. And with that, I would like to conclude my speech. Once again, I'm Tanvi Shah, standing for the post of Citizen Empowerment Prefect. Thank you.
Thank you for such an amazing speech, Tanvi. You were lovely. Now the floor is open for questions. You can text your questions to me and I'll be going through them. All the participants, if you have any questions for Tanvi Shah, who's standing for the post of Citizen Empowerment Prefect, any questions? We'll wait for you for 2 minutes. Any questions, guys? Any questions will work.
Okay. Can I ask a question, Tanvi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tanvi, you were talking about making a video in order to, what is your, I didn't understand why you wanted to make a video about these children. Can you just elaborate a little bit more about that?
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, yeah.
So actually, it was months ago, like I said, during the IYP session, while I was tutoring, I just saw that, they were really determined and they were studying so hard. And many of us I don't think all of us are donating books, and all of us are, making donations like we should. So, and that is, I think, part of it is because most of us are not aware. And I just thought that the video would encourage more people if it's up on the website. I mean, everybody can see that these kids are also working hard, and they also deserve a chance. So I just thought that the video would at least bring up that idea in people's minds that if we have books, we can donate the books instead of giving them off or selling them as scrap. So
Okay, fine. Good.
Can I ask?
I am.
Ma'am, please go ahead. You have a question.
Okay, I was thinking that during this time period of lockdown, what does your role has completely changed, like you would now have to do it very differently. So how would you do that? How would you empower? Video was one way, but then now everything has changed during the lockdown, and still you need to continue with your work. How would you do it?
So as of the video, because those are the only two ideas I have right now, I was thinking that maybe I could contact the home and I could request them that if they could shoot the video and send it to me and I could edit it here. But so that was one idea, and I can then put it up on the website again. But
how would you empower them?
Empower as in like help them in any way?
Yeah, what do you mean by empower? First, you have to think about that. Empowerment means, yes, how to create opportunities for them, basically.
So as of now, because we are going digital with everything, then the most I can do, I think, is contact them maybe and talk to them that how are they managing with this digital turnover and what, I don't know, that's what I can think of right now, that maybe I can talk to them and I can tell them that if you need some help with the digital form of studying, so I can help them out.
Okay, good.
Okay, so may I take one last question from Meetul Bhardwaj? She said that Tanvi,
Yes.
she quotes, we can get training from a professional. And she says that what if most of the trainers ask for funds? How can that be resolved? It gets...
Simran, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Meetul is a boy.
Boy, yeah, that's it.
Oh, I'm
is a
sorry.
boy.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. So sorry. Sorry, Mithul. Mithul, he says, he quotes, training by a professional. What if most of the trainers ask for funds? How can that be resolved? It gets costly for a personal trainer. I mean, it's, yeah. So how
That's a
about
good question.
That's a good question. Thank you. So if I think about it, I just always thought that the workshops that we have in school, like most of them, I thought they were free, that they were from the organization themselves and they were wanting to promote their organization. But even if they are asking for funds, I think because this is such an important issue and most of us, I think like me, we rely on YouTube for learning basic techniques, and I am sure everybody wants to learn these techniques. So I think if they can, we can all contribute together and make it happen, because this is very important. So I think everybody will be able to contribute something and then we could make it happen.
Okay. Okay. Mithul, are you satisfied? Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you, Tanvi. That was it.
Thank you.
Lovely speech and amazing answers. Next up, we have Girisha. Girisha, I'll unmute you. Yes, Girisha, go ahead.
Hello, teachers and friends. Should I start?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Every accomplishment starts when you make the decision to try. So here I am, Girisha Grover of class 11C from Ajanta House, standing for the post of Citizen Empowerment Captain and Vice Versa Captain of Ajanta. So for the post of Citizen Empowerment Captain, I believe I'm the best because I have almost all qualities that a Citizen Empowerment Captain should have. I am punctual, I am responsible, I am creative, and moreover, I am a friend to all. I am inclusive in nature, that is, I can collaborate with students easily and make them feel super comfortable with me. I am open to all and will do my best to get the best results. This post deals with social awareness and managing projects in school, for which I suppose I am the best. I can very well manage my work with extra curriculums. I have taken part in off-school groups to spread awareness about social issues. And I don't find it difficult to share this with the children of our school too. Also, I'm standing for the post of Vice House Captain of Ajanta. This house has given me a lot of opportunities, and now I would like to return the favor by standing for the post of Vice House Captain of Ajanta. I have been actively participated in House Day except last year, and I have done my best to support my house. I have been an active participant in almost all house related activities and events and would love to get much more opportunities. I am ending this with a quote. अभी तो इस बाज की असली उड़ान बाकी है, अभी तो इस परिंदे का इम्तिहान बाकी है, अभी अभी मैंने लांघा है समुंदर को, अभी तो पूरा आसमान बाकी है. Once again, I'm Girisha Grover of class 11C from Ajanta House, standing for the post of Citizen Empowerment Captain and Vice House Captain of Ajanta. Thank you.
Thank you, Girisha. Yay. That was lovely. Stepping forward with confidence. Yeah, I can
Thank
see
you.
that. And yeah, I always adore Hindi poetry, so why not? Okay, so the floor is open for questions. Anybody would like to question Girisha, who's standing for Citizen Empowerment Prefect and Ajanta House's Vice House Captain? Class 8, class 9? Any questions from the audience here? Come on, you guys are going to elect her as your council member.
Can I ask one question if somebody is waiting for it?
Yes, ma'am. You may go. You may go ahead. Then we have 2 other questions, and then that'll be it.
Okay. So Girisha, you were mentioning something about the qualities of city empowerment prefect in the initial part of your speech. So can you
Yes,
just
ma'am.
elaborate on any 2 exclusive property which this post only beholds other than other posts?
For this, maybe punctuality is very important to manage everything in the school. What I read from the PDF that was given to me, it was written that this post has to take care of all the hunger projects happening in the school and all the IYP staybacks happening in the school and the funds, Friday funds and donations about that. So keeping an account of all of them is very important, and maintaining it and function and by time to time telling it to teachers or collaborating with students is very important. So maybe punctuality is one of the criteria. Also maybe creativity can be done somewhere, like social awareness. We can have a skit played in the school with some of my friends, as I have done it earlier. So we can do that with children and small children. Maybe they don't know much about it, and we can spread awareness through that. Also, creativity, we can show like poems and drawings. That's an asset for me. I'm good at drawing, so maybe I can show that with posters. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so we have 4 questions from the audience, but I'm sorry, we are at a lack of time. We won't be able to ask all 4 of them. But I will ask there are 2 questions. I'll merge them and I'll ask them as one. So Ashwarya, Jain and Tanya say that there are so many children who have absolutely no technical support due to their financial issues. So how do you think we can support them and yet empower them at the same time? And along with that, do you have any plans or ideas that you would like to implement?
So answering Ashwarya's question, I guess it's the first part. So I don't really think we can do something right now, but when the lockdown gets over, we can surely get classes for these children in school, extra classes. Maybe the small children, we can even teach them, and we'll have some more children to teach them. Also, for the second question, can you repeat, please?
Are there any
The second
ideas
part.
or plans that you would like to implement as the Citizen Empowerment Prefect?
Yeah, I searched about them. I think for the younger children, for the issue of waste, we can definitely teach the younger children how to make waste from how to make manure from waste. Also, we can conduct skits or some kind of assemblies to let the children know how to tackle situations and deal with social issues.
Okay, thank you, Girisha. But Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your time. That was lovely. Anvesha and Navya, please hold your questions. We'll ask them to the next candidates. Is that okay? Yes. Thank you for all your questions.
Simran, 1 second. Can I just ask Girisha which she would prefer of the two, whether she would like to be the Vice House Captain or the Citizens and Empowerment Prefect? What she would prefer being?
Among the two, I would like to be the Citizen Empowerment Captain.
Okay.
That post holds much of social work thing, and I would love to do that.
Okay. So we know
Okay,
your priority
great.
now. Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you,
great.
Girisha. We'll quickly move to Sarah. Sarah M. Hi, Sarah. Yes. Sarah, you may proceed.
May I start?
Yeah.
Recently, I read a book, Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. The story of 4 girls and their path to womanhood. The story of how they supported and strengthened each other throughout their life in poverty and hardship. The story of how they rose as leaders in stressful times and learned from their experiences to become strong, independent women. Jumping back into our reality, dark and difficult times lie ahead of us too. In these distressing times, we need a responsible and resilient leadership. And I believe I, Sarah of Class 11A, standing for the post of Vice House Captain and Vice Sports Captain, am a capable and deserving candidate. While cradling my love and loyalty towards Chevrolet, I have made sure that my house benefits from my capabilities to the fullest. I believe I have helped my juniors to bring out their talents as well as to showcase them. I have proven myself to be a confident leader and an approachable peer. Though I am short-tempered and do tend to jump into conclusions, I am fighting to overcome these weaknesses of mine every step forward. I have participated in numerous sports activities for my house as well as for my school, such as zonal athletic meets, zonal basketball tournaments, school sports days, and I was also the zonal best athlete in 2017. I represented the school as part of the school choir in the Berklee College of Music's workshop and have won the Best Journalist Award in St. Mary's Youth Parliament 2019. With the times of uncertainty and unfamiliarity ahead, let us all support and stand by each other. With the council by our side, let's learn from this global crisis to become independent and resilient individuals ourselves. In the end, I won't say vote for me, but vote for whom you think is the most eligible. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech, Sarah. That was amazing. Yes, that was lovely. That was a lovely speech. Now the floor is open for questions. Anybody who has any questions for Sarah, please go ahead. The candidates, you can ask each other some questions too. I mean, competitive skills, you know. Get something here. Feisty, no, nothing. Okay. Preeti ma'am, you're unmuted. If you have any questions. Any questions? We'd like to make it quick, guys. I mean, there isn't much time left.
Simran, Vineet ma'am has been muted.
Oh, Vineet ma'am, sorry ma'am. Wait a second, ma'am. This is taking a little too much time. Ma'am, you're not audible, ma'am. Ma'am, you're not audible. You're not speaking. I have tried constantly. Yes.
It's okay. Yeah, now it is. There are 3 to 4 children from the economically weaker section in each class, and they struggle with academics, and they need support. They look for it, but I feel we are unable to do justice to that. I just want from you that what one policy that you would adopt to empower them.
I believe we should not compromise their skills based on their academics. Sure, academics is also important, but some of them are exceptionally good in sports and acting and music and any of their skills. And I believe we must, as a school, we must empower them to take both of them, take both academics and extracurricular activities at this, take both of them forward together. I don't know what I myself alone can do, but I believe as a council itself, as a larger group, we can help these students to understand their problems and understand why they are not able to focus in class or why they are lagging behind in academics. Some of them are extremely brilliant, but they just need to pay a little focus in class and they're able to do it. So I think we need to individually target each of them and ask them and try to understand why they face such problems.
Okay, so as a class, what policy should be there? Like I want to know what would be the policy of a class, or you being a leader at the helm, what would you do?
I think in every class, sometimes in classes, they don't, if one person can share their notes and if another person can, peer helping will be the best for this, because if in class itself, if you can sort out these issues, if in class they have a person who is helping them, a person they trust and they go to first,
Good.
asking
Yeah.
for help instead of somebody nagging them behind. They need to trust someone, they need to approach them, and I hope I can also be an approachable person like that and they would come up to me too.
Great.
Thank you, Sarah. That's a
Good.
nice perspective. Next up, we have Tanya's question. She says that you have equally contributed towards your house and the sports team of our school. What would be your priority and why?
My priority would be house captain. I believe all my opportunities have come from leaders from this house, starting from Deepika Di to Simran. All of them have given me more than enough opportunities, and I really, really hope that I will be able to do the same for my juniors and hope to empower them and make them confident enough about themselves.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Sarah. So, being a part of Chevroy, Tanya, are you satisfied? Next up, we have Harshan's question. This person says that in your speech, you mentioned that you're resilient. So, can you give any incident where you have, where you acted resiliently?
Sure. If you all remember, in 2018, we Chevroy as a group came third in the whole house day and everything, and we were all very unhappy about it, and we were all extremely, pulled back because we thought we had given our best, and we still were not able to perform the best. So I believe I also had some ideas on how to learn from those experiences, how to learn from those failures, how to understand what went wrong, and to replicate, not replicate, to learn from that and make sure that those mistakes are not made again. And for that, I believe one needs the capability of resilience, because they need to be confident and they need to not give up on anything. They need to continue to fight.
Okay. Okay. Continue to fight. We'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Harshan. That was a lovely question and very cooperative of you guys. Yes. So thank you, Sarah. That was the time. Unless any teacher wants to ask Sarah some other question. Okay. So that's about it. Sarah, thank you for your time. Next up, we have Paramjeet, the last candidate for the day. I have unmuted.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So I won't be starting my speech with any leadership quotes because for me, leadership is embodied in a person and not in some words. Well, it's kind of ironic to say that now, but I want to be an example of a great leadership and I'm willing to do anything for it. Hi, good afternoon to all. I am Paramjeet Singh of Chevrolet House and I'm standing for the post of Vice House Captain and Citizen Empowerment Prefect. So the way a school organizes things right now is great, but I think there are a few faults here and there which can make students not be interested in activities that are being held in a school. So I would like, if I am chosen as either of the prefects, I would work my level best to correct those flaws and set a bar for the upcoming prefects so they have a challenge to come so they have a feeling of challenge but in a more friendly way. So I think I'm a very amiable and approachable person, which makes me perfect to work in a team. And for me, teamwork is everything. Teamwork is about unity, and we cannot give our best if we are not united and as one. And some of the things which I would like to change are, first of all, I would try to introduce auditions for roles in house day because sometimes I feel that there are many students who don't get a fair chance to play some main role or get a speaking part, but inside there are very great actors who just don't get a fair shot. So I would never use my authority or power as a vice house captain to get me a guaranteed lead role. I would love to be challenged by other great actors in my house who may not have got a shot at being in the lead before. So that would be one thing. Other thing would be as a citizen empowerment prefect, I would suggest Koshi ma'am and the class teachers to present the assemblies on more recent topics and not old topics which you already have done many assemblies now, like cyberbullying or bullying. Not that these topics are not important, but by presenting new topics and presenting our opinions on it, we're educating students uh, by telling them what is happening in a world right now. Even class teachers can pick up these topics and discuss them in circle times which they have in the class. So that's it. I would like to end my patient and listening to me. And if you think I'm best for the post, then please vote me. I am Paramjeet Singh, standing for the post of Vice House Captain and the Citizen Empowerment Prefect.
Okay, thank you, Paramjeet. That was an amazing speech. Very confident. The floor is open for questions now. Anybody who would like to question Paramjeet? So we have some valid questions. Oh, yes, Serena.
Yeah, yeah. Paramjeet, what would you consider more important, academics or co-curricular activities, or do you think they should be balanced out properly? And why I'm asking this is because, you know, last year when you were in class 10, I don't remember you participating in the house day. So is it because you were in the board class, or do you have any other argument to put forward?
No, ma'am, it was because it was my boards, and I thought I had to. If I had been a part of the house, I think that would have been an amazing experience. But I don't think at that point of time I had such confidence in me that I could handle both. But by speaking out and participating in the council elections, I think I have gained that confidence now, and I know that the post by being a part of student council member, I have to handle my academics and my studies equally, and I think I'm definitely up for it.
Okay, thank you, Paramjeet. Thank you. Varnika ma'am, would you like to say something?
Yes, Param, I want to ask you one question. In your speech, while talking about citizen empowerment prefect, you mentioned something about conduction of assemblies in our school. So basically, you were saying that you want to donate some ideas
Yes,
to
ma'am.
the teachers to conduct assemblies on different topics. But that's the role of teachers. So being as one of the teachers, what's your role in the whole thing?
I didn't get your question, ma'am. Your audio was not. Maybe
Okay,
I have some issue, or is it? I don't know.
am I audible to you now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm just repeating my question again. So in your citizen empowerment prefect, in one of your speech, you mentioned something about the conduction of assemblies in the school, and you wanted to give some ideas to Koshi ma'am and to some of the teachers regarding the recent topics. But if teachers are doing all that work, so what is your role as one of the prefect?
Uh, ma'am, I don't get your question, ma'am. I don't.
Basically, I want to ask you, what's your role in the citizen empowerment, as a citizen empowerment prefect in the assemblies?
So for me, I think my role would be, first of all, selecting the topic that maybe that would be like selecting the topic for the assembly, and then maybe then doing the fact checking. Maybe like if they have written a skit and they have like some factual information, or they have some monologue, or they want to like say some facts to the audience, then I think that would be me. That would be up to me to do the fact checking and thing, and check if all the facts are correct and if they are up to date, so that we don't spread any false information. And after that, I think we should not limit ourselves to just class assemblies. Maybe we can, like, do some nukkad natas before, like the theater IYP group that we had, like for middle schools. I think they do this kind of stuff. They take up, like they used to do it before. I don't know if they are doing it now, but they started to do, like they take up topics on recent events, and they like act it out a nukkad natak. So I think that we should really take it to the streets and not just limit ourselves in the hall.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Param. I'd like to ask two more questions, Param, if that's all right.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so this question is by Anvesha. She greets you first. Hi. Then she says, her question is, being a citizen empowerment prefect means that you also have to take in account the mental health of the students. Anxiety disorders and depression are prevalent. How do you plan to deal with that?
So, like, if we are talking about citizen empowerment prefect, not citizen empowerment prefect, not at all. But if we are generally speaking about the society, then we have many people who may be struggling from stress, depression, and more mental disorders. So I really think that it should be up to us to include them in a society and not make them feel left out. It is our job as students of this school who has given us the privilege to be educated about so many things and give us and have this great education. And I think we should use it to pass it on to other people and be inclusive and not be like, oh, you have this disorder, I think you are this, and not shame them. It's not a fun to make fun of someone's depression or some mental disorder.
Okay, that's that. Thank you for your answer. Next up, I have a question from Navya. I'm sorry, Stuti and Ashwarya, I won't be able to ask your questions, but Navya asks that, do you think that providing more opportunities is more important than making sure that all students make use of the opportunities provided? Kindly justify.
I did not get your question. Can you please repeat?
I'm sorry, I'll repeat my question. Do you think that providing more opportunities is more important then making sure that all students make use of the opportunities provided. Kindly justify. Was I audible to you?
I think that I don't know if I got the question wrong, but I would like to answer it. If I'm wrong, then please stop me there so I can know that I'm being wrong.
No
So
problem.
I think by it's not about creating new opportunities at first. I think it is about correcting a flaws at first, so that we have a way to move forward. We cannot just just skip a step and be like, "Jo hoga dekha jayega." I think we have to be in that position at first, that we are able to go forward from somewhere, and by I cannot make sure that every student is going to bear the fruits of the opportunities that we may create or we may update, but I just hope, like, you can't really tell until it is in the process or it has been done, because at this point you can just hope. So I just hope that if I am able to make new opportunities, I just hope that the maximum number of students can get it. So that would be it.
Okay. Thank you, Param. That was a nice answer, and thank you all the other participants for being here. The spectators, thank you for asking those lovely questions. It clearly shows how aware you guys are and how concerned you are of the new council. There were a few questions that I couldn't ask. My apologies, but there wasn't enough time. But yes, so that is about it. Is there anything that anybody would like to say here? The teachers, anything?
I think all four of you spoke very well, very well, in fact, well prepared. And you're quite aware of a lot of things that, as Simran said. So that's really good to have you in the council. All the best.
Very nice questions asked, Sreen ma'am.
Asked also, exactly.
The questions were really good.
Yeah. Very good. So,
Okay.
And Simran did a very good job.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Simran, very good. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Very well